I've forgotten. I've forgotten the third one. I know there's element. Okay, attributes.
Yes. Do you have somebody
Yes.
doing expo there for you? Or
Do
you
you have
have your
what?
you have your notes as backup?
I'm even inside my kitchen right now.
Okay, right on, right on.
So the attribute is to describe. Then the tags. I think we have is it break? You have the header, you have the footer. Then if you like start with something, you must close it.
Okay.
If you like put break. I think that's all I can remember for now.
Okay, fine, you tried. Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to start today's class. I will just do a simple recap of everything we've done all the while. So in our first class, we talked about what a website is. We said a website is you simply displaying content in a very nice structure, well laid out on a domain name, or what you call your URL. And we said the domain name is just that identifier for your content. And that domain name is unique anywhere in the world. So you get that from your hosting provider. So, and there are different types of websites. Your website can be a static website or a database-driven website. It can be static when it presents same content to every user, and it can also be dynamic when it has a database and it adapts to different users. For instance, if you go to a shopping website, what you see when you sign up or when you sign in your account is going to be different from what you see when somebody else does that, right? It then means that it's dynamic, it adapts to the different websites. So that's about websites. I would say there are several ways you could design your website. There are several ways you could design your website. You could design your website using free platforms. You could design your website using content management systems. You can design your website using programming languages. You can design your website using frameworks. There are several ways you could design your website. So one of the things you want to do is that you want to start taking care of your foundation. You want to start learning the basics in front end. We also talked about back end. So say front end is you using HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. And for us, for instance, in the last class, we did foundation for HTML. I would say you have HTML tags. There are several of them. So 3 things: HTML tags, HTML attributes, and of course, HTML elements. So the element is what anchors all of the tags. And of course, the attribute is what explains or tells a tag what to do. And like I said, you shouldn't bother yourself cramming anything. You should just understand. There are several references online you could try out. So there are so many tags in their hundreds, right? So you have things like doc type, which tells the browser which type of documents that you are working on. Then, of course, a comment, you could use // to identify a comment, then your anchor tag, then your abbreviation, your acronym. Of course, there are some that are also supported. So you have a lot of them. So whatever whichever one that you click on, you would typically see an example on how it can be used. For instance, this is a paragraph tag, right? If I put a B tag inside of it, that means that this guy is going to be normal, and of course, this guy is going to be bold. One of the reasons why you're learning some of these basics of HTML is that so that when we start doing Bootstrap, right, it becomes very easy for you to do most of your editing. And because this course is kind of fast-paced, we intend to move very, very fast because our goal is actually security, not really building websites. But if you intend to do web security, you want to make sure that you now go further and do proper learning when it comes to web design and web development. So my goal is to make you understand basic HTML, then we'll proceed to doing Bootstrap. Then of course, you can now see how do we host this website, and of course do some WordPress, some CMS, and how can we secure such kind of websites and do basic pen testing and vulnerability assessment for the websites that we've created. Or because most websites, 60–70% of websites are going to be on the front-end level, are going to be using CMSs. That means that some of our freelance side gigs that we're going to be doing, or most websites that we're going to encounter, they're going to be in the frameworks of such that we have learned. So it's not easy for us to adapt most of the skills that we have in order for us to build, or rather for us to start doing some basic penetration testing. And some of the tools that we're going to be looking at is VirusTotal. So it's one tool we are going to be looking at. Is Sucuri. As a platform, very robust platform. It's something like OWASP Zap, right? These three tools are maybe some additional tools that we can use to do vulnerability assessment. And of course, something like SQL Map. For some of us that are going to be taking the CCBI training, I want to tell you that that is a little bit more advanced. So this will kind of help you, prepare you. I think I have some of the lab items for the CCBI students. See, you're going to be doing OWASP, you're going to be doing Kali Linux, you're going to be doing Bob Suite, you're going to be doing browser vulnerability assessment. They're going to be doing VirtualBox, right? So we have one of our trainers also from India. He's going to handle some of these trainings. It's going to be live on Zoom. So what I'm trying to do for you is to lay the groundwork for that. So we're going to be using SQL Map. We're going to be using things like WordPress. Let me see. Vulnerability scanner. I've forgotten the name of the tool. I skipped my head. Google, what was the problem? I'll come back to you. So SQL Map. So SQL Map, because our WordPress website is going to be database driven, it then means that we could use it to attempt to do some automated SQL injection on our WordPress website because it's database driven. And we could use OWASP Zap tool, the OWASP Zap project, to try to do some vulnerability assessment on our website to see what are those areas of a website that might be vulnerable. Then we're also going to be using Sucuri. Is a nice tool that we can use to do also vulnerability assessment, website security. Then we're going to be using maybe something came to my head now. We're going to be using okay, if I remember, I'll let you know. Yes, WP Scan. So it's a WordPress security scanner. So these are some other tools that we're going to be using to scan the website that we're going to be deploying. For instance, like Sucuri, it's free, it's open source, it has a premium version. And for you, if you want to go into security, there are some things that you should learn. There are some security guides that you should understand when it comes to securing your website, depending on the kind of website that you have. Let me see. Yes, WordPress security guide. So you want to exhaust all of the things here and try to understand some of these basics when it comes to you securing your WordPress website. Because I tell you, millions and millions of sites are built on WordPress. So if you know how to do some basic vulnerability assessment, guy, can't you go out? Why is it difficult for you to go out? Okay, then same thing for WP Scanner. So WP Scanner, SQL Map, OWASP Zap, Sucuri, Virus Total. For instance, for Virus Total, we want to be able to use Virus Total to, for instance, somebody gives us a template, like the template we downloaded yesterday, and we want to see if that file is vulnerable. We could do some very basic forensic analysis of that file to make sure this is the file, zip file we downloaded yesterday. We want to make sure that it doesn't have any malware. We want to make sure that it's clean before we start uploading to our server, so that we're not getting a template somewhere and somebody infused a malware there and we'll now run into problem, right? Like someone that's trying to say he wants to download an exam from somewhere else. You can never tell if that site is safe or if you have something added to that particular file. So with Virus Total, the team we downloaded yesterday, we can do some very basic forensic, some very basic vulnerability assessment, and see if those files, they are clean and they are safe for use. So whatever type of file you're having, you want to make sure that it's clean before you start using on your web server, before you start uploading. We'll come back to it. And of course, for Sucuri, you'll learn how to use Sucuri to also do website monitoring. For OWASP Zap, we'll see how can we use it to scan our website that we've deployed that is now live, and see some of the suggestions it's going to give to us to help us better secure our website. Now, of course, for SQL Map, like I said, is for SQL injection testing to see how secure our website is. So if it's not secured, it's going to give us those results. Then we can also now patch or fix most of those things. For WP Scanner, it will do the same thing. I think that's a slight introduction about some of the tools we are going to be using when it comes to security. Now, if you see, we are back to our scan result. The name of the website is virustotal.com. You can use it to scan a URL or a file. You just need to hit virustotal.com. It will present to you a GUI interface. They have an API even. So you can integrate it to any of your softwares if your team develops applications, and they need to be sure of whatever they are doing. It could be a file like I did. It could be a URL. Okay, let me scan my website and see if something has gone wrong. Or it could be search, right? So no security vendor flagged this URL as malicious, so I'm clean, I'm safe. Many websites that are going to be presented with maybe go download something, blah, 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 they might have malwares embedded. So you want to be sure that the website is clean. For the file, this web file we downloaded is clean. So we scanned it. VirusTotal is able to help us scan it using hardware, Alibaba servers, anti-AVL, Avast, Avira, Bitdefender, quite a whole lot, F-Secure, G-Data, Kaspersky, a lot, right? And said it's clean, so we are safe. Okay, I'll cancel all of this. Just a heads up, an introduction. So back to Bootstrap. So I dropped a small introductory video on HTML and also on Bootstrap. So most of us, I expect that before now you have gone through it. So yesterday I talked about made with Bootstrap. So we have quite some templates there. So these are the templates that we're going to be using to build whatever we are building. So I assume by now that you have some very basic understanding of Bootstrap. Bootstrap have components, cards, carousel, and the rest. So the thing is that with Bootstrap, we already have everything pre-done for us. That's why it's called a template, right? And we say Bootstrap is a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework. So we want to browse our templates. There are quite a lot of them, quite a whole lot of them. And so many websites has been built using Bootstrap. And you think the person did everything right from scratch. But most of the time, that's not the case. If you know how to manipulate most of this HTML, text-based, image, and the rest, you're able to build an awesome website. So how do you start? You get to bootstrap.com. You pick one of the templates that you love. Normally, they are in categories. Coming soon. If you click on coming soon, one-page website, personal website, business website. I love CV, curriculum better, education, whatever. Or maybe I have a real estate website, right? I have roughly, I think about more than 80 different templates that can help you start up building your website. For instance, if I want to examine coming soon template, I know most of us would have gone to a website. Okay. I think my lawyers, they have a website they're working on. I think it's still on coming soon. Okay, yes. Okay, maybe because I am logged in, let me log out. Okay, I think somewhere here. Let me log out. We're trying to redesign this website. But while redesigning the website, you could have something like this, a coming soon page, right? So you have Green Gold Attorneys. Welcome to Green Gold Attorneys. You have a website, you have an address. So while you are logged in at the back end and you are developing the website, you could have something like this. So that's what you have like this. So you have a coming soon template. So see the way it is, coming soon, right? Or you want to build a one-pager website, or what we call a single page application. All of these are all single page application. Like the Bizland, like Medico. You see the Medico website? Let me show you. You see the way the website is? Let me do a live demo. Let me preview it so that you can see it. I'll clear this stuff. So I want it to load so that you see what the website looks like. So this is the template, right? And I'm going to show you a website that we built using this particular exact template. So you can see the content about us, some items here, some services, make appointments, departments, testimonials, doctors, gallery, pricing, FAQ, contact us on a Google map, right? So we Sisto Diagnostics, if I'm right, services. Let me see. I think we could use the website. So that exact template was used to build this website I'm trying to open now. Okay, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, this is it. Sisto Diagnostic Services. Okay, so if you check this website, right, and you check this website, you see a whole lot of similarities. This is it. And this is it. Sorry, this is it. I'll drop it on the WhatsApp group. case studies. This, right? Okay, so we used these templates to design this. So how did we do that? Make changes to the images, the text, the color, right? And you have same websites deployed, added the images and the rest. So that's the kind of thing I want you to be able to do at the end of the course. Then you have another one, personal websites. This is something like this, Alex Smith. Let's see a demo. I'm just trying to examine some of these templates, some of these websites, so that you see what they look like. Then within some few minutes, we'll start doing one. Okay, so this is a portfolio site, and I'm going to open one of my students' websites she just built recently that is based off one of these portfolio websites. What's wrong with my internet? Okay, so this is it about this, right? So all you just need to do is to inspect the HTML files and make your edits, right? This is still Bootstrap, right? Okay, that's enough, much talk. So let's get to action now. So if we need to build our website using Bootstrap, what do we need to do, right? We pick any of the templates. Let's say business. I'm going to start afresh. Assume I didn't do what I did yesterday. For those of us that are just joining us today, I'm going to download, let's say, having difficulty making a choice. Okay, let me choose this Flexor. So I want to build my website using Flexor. I've seen it is nice. It has a menu, it has time, it has email, it has a text. I could replace it with my logo. All I need to do is just to download it, templates, pick the free option, right? And I see it's downloading here. How many of us are following up to this moment? You could raise up your hand and give me feedback. 2-3 minutes for feedback before I ride on. Bamidele, yes.
Yes, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, good. Yes. Next person. Feedback.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, yes. Next person. Ladies in the house. Feedback.
I'm following.
Okay. Our guys from Zimbabwe. Feedback.
I'm equally following you, Oga Victor.
I'm following.
Okay. Feedback. More ladies.
Partially following.
What's happening?
I have to do some other things.
Okay, fine. You have the recording. Next person.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write on the class. So I have my Flexor Bootstrap team, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to extract this particular theme and open it up in Visual Studio Code, right? So this is it here. I want to copy this guy, or let me just cut it, or let me copy it so that I can reuse it at another time. I'll go to my desktop. Let me clean up my desktop. Okay, so I think my desktop is clean enough. So I have, let me drop it here. I have, well, I can't change this. Okay, I have, let me drop it here. Or a moment, I'll go to my downloads. I copy the Flexor Bootstrap theme, go to my desktop. I want a clean environment and I keep it here. Next thing I do is I extract it. What's happening? I'm running a Core i5 PC on 8 gig. So I don't know what, maybe I need 16 gig RAM. Extract all. Maybe one of my students will send the Core i7 16 gig or 32 gig RAM for me by the end of the training. Okay, I have the template here, Flexor. Let me rename it to my site. Just small letter, my site, right? So you see it. Unfortunately, it still has folders deep, so I don't want that. I want to copy all the files here. I cut it, I just put it inside of this place so that once I open that folder, my site, I can load my website, right? All I need to do is to access this index page. Now, your index page is always the very front page of your website. Good enough, this has a blog. It has a blog single page and it has a portfolio details and it has an inner page. Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, right? If you are doing advanced web design or development, you will learn how to make sure that you don't repeat yourself and you don't have to make changes at the header and footer of all of the pages. But now let's just keep it very simple. I want to open this with my browser and see how it looks like. I should have a replica of what I have here in Flexor. So I'll close up this Flexor, close this guy up, close this guy up. So good enough. I have
Flexor Bootstrap template.
yes, I have Flexor. I have everything like I should have. Don't forget, earlier on, we talked about software development lifecycle. So it will be good if we just start making changes and the rest. Let's have some kind of plan on what we need to do, how we want to do it, what we're going to be needing. Okay, so I want to see if I can build this website within 35 minutes. Okay, so first thing first, I want to open this same site in my Visual Studio Code. So I go to my site, index, right click. I open it with Visual Studio Code. Yes. I'll minimize this guy. So once it's open in Visual Studio Code, whatever changes I make, I can easily refresh my browser, right? Okay, let me close all of these, all of these. So this is it. I could refresh my browser, right, and see the changes. So let us start. Visual Studio Code, Flexor Bootstrap template index. That's what I have here. So I call it, this is the title, we did that yesterday. ISOSEC website design foundation course. I save, I Ctrl S, I refresh. Yes, I have that changes done. I go to the next line. What do I have here as per text? I just want to make changes to text items first. So I change this. So mail to vgroup@gmail.com. I change this to vgroup@gmail.com. So what happens is that this is going to be the text. All right. If somebody clicks on this, is going to get here. That's the anchor tag. And what's my phone number? My phone number is +234 3412 1380. I want to go refresh if I see those changes. Yes, V group 3412 1380. The next thing I want to see is I have okay. I have get started in an about us section before the flexor anchor that represents my logo. This get started. I want to see how to identify that. It's okay, this guy here. So this seems to be like a link, right? And it takes the person to the about us section. Get started. So let me change it to work with us.
Yeah.
Work with us. It's going to the anchor about us, but I don't want it to be anchored. I don't want to go to the about us section. Let me see if I have a contact us section. Let me tap this. Okay, good. Anchored contact us section. So I will change that to contact, but I don't know if it's actually contact. So I will check the menu. This is the menu. Nav bar, navigation bar. If you've done your Bootstrap overview, you see the home, about, services, portfolio, team, pricing, contact. Okay, yes, correct. It's contact. So that place you have down is contact. So I could go change that guy to contact. So this should be contact. I refresh. I save that in. I refresh this guy. I go up, work with us. I click on it, takes me to contact. Correct. Sorry, why do I keep tapping on WhatsApp? Okay, I go down. I'm done with, okay, now start my header section. So where's your header section? Everything you have here, right? All of this, right? All of this is your header section. At times you can include this part to be your header section, but it was not done that way. A div tag, a division, an area was set for this place. Then this is always your header section. Then of course, from here down to the end becomes your body. So this flexor we are seeing here is text. This guy here. So I'll say ISOSEC. If I click on it, the anchor takes me to this same index.html, right? You see, there's a comment here. On comment below, if you prefer to use an image logo, right? So it has an anchor tag, index.html, an image source, and a particular logo, right? With an alternate tag. I talked about this yesterday, and the class is image fluid so that it's responsive if you're on mobile. But we will do the text version now, and later on, if we're still within 35 minutes, we will now do the logo option. We did image yesterday. So let me go refresh. Do I have ISOSEC here? Correct. I have home, about, services, portfolio, team, pricing. blog drop down. I don't think I need this for now because I want to do something very simple. I will just go to where I have the drop down, all of the drop down guys. That is from here. This is a list. You see, the thing is, if I tap on a particular tag, this is where it ends. See the slash here? I could highlight everything and use my control slash to comment. If I save,